In this video, we are going to talk about what exactly are we going to cover in the administration track. So we started this course with the basics of Hadoop and then we moved into administration track. In the previous video, we changed tracks, and here we are going to talk about what exactly have we done in this course and what next are we going to do. So let's first quickly talk about what we have done in this course so far. So when it comes to this course, we started with section 1, which was Hadoop introduction, or you could say it was basics. So that's the stream 1 that we started with. In this stream, we started with what exactly is big data. What is big data? We then spoke about why big data. We spoke about use cases of big data. We spoke about what is Hadoop. In Hadoop, we spoke about HDFS, MapReduce, and Yarn. Once we were done with talking of Hadoop, we got to Hadoop ecosystem, where we spoke about Hive, Scoop, Uzi, Pig, Flume, Mahout, Spark, Impala, and HBase. So we basically had a fairly deep dive into all these ecosystem projects. After we understood the ecosystem projects, we had a slightly deeper dive in HDFS and MapReduce. And then we shifted our focus to the hands-on exercises. Now, once we moved to hands-on exercises, our entire focus was installing Hadoop in a single node environment. We then moved to practicing HDFS commands. We then spoke about MapReduce. After MapReduce exercises, we understood, or we did Scoop, Hive, and Pig. Post that, we went into a multi-node setup on the development environment, where we set up a 2-node cluster on a developer's machine. So this was phase 1 of the course, where we went very, very deep into the Hadoop basics. Now we are going to change track and we will have Hadoop administration. So let's jump into the administration side of things. In this particular section, we are going to talk about the cluster setup part. Within cluster setup, we will talk about topologies. We'll talk about configs. In the next section, we will talk about cluster planning. So what is required on the slave nodes, what is required on the master nodes, and so on and so forth. We'll then talk about scheduling, and within scheduling we will see capacity scheduler and fair scheduler. Then we will see cluster maintenance, where what are the day-to-day activities that an administrator has to do. Monitoring, security, and setting up Hive, Impala, and U. After we are done with this part, we will jump on to the labs for administration. And in this labs, we will first see setting up a 4-node cluster on Amazon EC2. That's Amazon's platform. Later we will talk about setting up Hive and Impala on the cluster. We'll then talk about setting up U and setting up high availability. All this stuff would be done in a very manual mode where you as an administrator would type all the commands and do it. Now, after we are done with all this, we'll do a parallel lab which will be completely automated using Cloudera Manager. So using Cloudera Manager, we'll install Hadoop. We'll set up Hive, Impala, and other components. We will play with U and we'll set up high availability. So this first section will be manual mode installation and labs. And the second one would talk about doing all of this in an automated way using Cloudera Manager. And then we will finally have a conclusion. So this is the agenda for the administrator track, where we'll talk about how to go about setting up clusters, cluster planning, scheduling, maintenance, monitoring, security, setting up Hive, Impala, and U, and we will have the labs. So let's get going. Thanks for watching this video, and in the next video, let's start with cluster setup. Thank you.